Hey guys, this is Steve Halleck of TikToking. As always, you can find me at Steve Halleck on Instagram and at TikToking.com. Please take a minute before I get into this lusciously beautiful Vacheron minute repeater perpetual calendar to subscribe to the channel. And if you want to be the first ones to know about my new videos, you can click that notification bell and you'll get a notification when I put something up. I'm trying to come up with these every week. So, I hope you guys are enjoying them. Here's one of my personal watches today. It's not my normal thing. Usually I try to do the kind of crazy, independent stuff, but I also have a real soft spot in my heart for classic horology, and you don't get much better than this. Again, this is Vacheron Constantin. It is a perpetual calendar minute repeater, reference 30020, and it's in yellow gold, and I'm going to run you through it and tell you why I love it, although honestly, you can just look at it and you already know why I love it. In my own collecting and in my interests in watches, a lot of what I'm interested in is just the stuff that when I got into watches, mainly in the early 2000s, I just never thought I'd be able to afford. And this is one of those watches. I saw one of these pretty early on, and I was just blown away, and I couldn't imagine ever actually owning one, but I just thought it was the tip top of the world. Now, interestingly, this watch was made in the 90s primarily, and it was a contemporary of the Patek Philippe 3974. So at the time, Vacheron and Patek were pretty much equal at the very tip top of the Swiss watch industry. And of course, since then, Patek Philippe has sort of risen and Vacheron maybe has fallen a little bit. And so you have this interesting thing where this watch to me is nicer in every way than a 3974, but it trades on the market at something like a third or even less of the price. So to me, it's a relative bargain. It's as good as it gets. And, you can just see this is a stunningly beautiful watch. So let's run through it. The first thing on the dial, which is sort of silver, has a bit of a two-tone. The outer band reflects a little bit differently than the inner. And the subdials for the perpetual calendar are sunken and rimmed with gold. I have a new strap on it. It's squeaky. Sorry about that. But you can see traditional perpetual calendar functions. You've got your day of the week here. You've got your month up there and your leap year indicator. Over here, you've got your date. And here you have a moon phase. Now, the moon phase is just stunningly beautiful on this watch. I hope you can see it in the video. It's made of lapis lazuli and has little gold flecks in it along with this gold moon. And it's just really one of the most beautiful moon phases I've ever seen on a watch. And it really pops when the sun hits it. The next sort of most signature aspect of this watch and this design are these incredibly beautiful teardrop lugs. So to me, these are some of the most beautiful lugs ever used on a watch case. And this watch was patterned after a Vacheron minute repeater made in the 40s. And it really does look like a watch from the 40s. It looks very vintage, certainly not a modern watch. I mean, even now it's 30 years old, I guess. So it wouldn't be modern anyway, but it really does have that vintage look to it. And the lugs really help to create that. The case is 37 millimeters. It's pretty much perfectly proportioned. Because it does have a minute repeater and perpetual calendar, I wouldn't call it ultra thin. I think it's something like 9.5 millimeters thick, which I think is a really good thickness and helps give it a lot of wrist presence. So the back of this particular example is one of the reasons why I really liked it. I personally think these are better with a solid back. It kind of adds even more of that vintage feel to the watch. They were available with the display back as well, and I'm sure I could get a back to replace it with, but I really like the solid back. And then for some reason, this example has this amazing engraving on the back, which I've contacted Vacheron a couple times about and never actually heard back. I'm trying to figure out what the deal with this is. But yeah, I mean, you can tell it's factory done. Says Vacheron there. It has this empty plate, which I assume is in case you wanted to like engrave your own name or something there, and the serial number. So it's obviously a factory engraving. I'm not sure why it exists on this, but it's incredibly nicely done, and I thought it really adds to the watch quite a bit. So before we hit the top of the hour, let me ring the repeater for you. Now, again, I'm not miking this in any special way. I'm on my AirPods, on my iPhone, and you'll hear the repeater is incredibly clear and just very, very, very like beautiful, beautiful tone. Vacheron makes incredibly nice minute repeaters. So let's give it a go. Stunning. Just an incredible watch. Let me show you on the wrist, and I'll chime that repeater one more time where you can hear it. On the wrist, it still has a really nice crisp tone. Now, one note about style. You know, I like really crazy watches, MB&Fs and Urwerks and Grubel 4Cs and all this stuff. But kind of my second favorite type of watch to wear is a very vintagey looking watch on a really fun casual strap. So you can see I've put this orange leather strap on it. And I think it makes it just a killer wearer. You know, I'm like a jeans and a t-shirt guy, and this crushes it with jeans and a t-shirt. It really doesn't come across as ostentatious at all. You wouldn't necessarily know that, you know, it costs the same as a Ferrari. So it's just a really cool, beautiful, classic look, classic style. And this is as good as a watch can get. Let's chime that repeater again on the wrist. Wow, what a watch. Check that out. All right, this is a quick one today. I hope you liked it. This is the Vacheron Constantin. I think it's called the Patrimony was the line from it. So it's the Patrimony minute repeater Perpetual calendar 30020 in yellow gold on a bright orange strap, showing off that beautiful lapis lazuli moon phase. I hope you guys liked it. Please hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment. If you happen to know anything about the engraving of the back, please leave it down in the comments. I'm dying to figure out what the heck is going on there. But until next time, I'm signing off. Come find me on Instagram. Bye.